Hello, everyone. Happy Labor Day. This is your friendly React instructor, Tyler. I just wanted to do a quick video, just give you guys a heads up on, well, not a heads up, I guess just some pointers for the week. I see that only a couple of you have gotten started, and I know it's early, and I know that there's a pandemic, and that for those of us in California, the state's pretty much on fire. But hey, that's no reason not to learn some React. So if you are affected by the fires, I apologize for making light of it. And but if you're not, go ahead and sign on and get started, guys. So here we go. I'm just want to start. I'm going to go over how to clone the repo that I'm doing that I told you guys about on Saturday. I want to show you some of the Visual Studio Code extensions that will make your life much, much easier. So if you would like to clone the repo, and I wanted to just start by saying that this repo should not be a substitute for going through the videos and doing this on your own first. Okay, so use this after, only look at this after you've completed the assignments, watch the videos a couple of times probably. And if you're stuck, if your code isn't working, you can compare your code to mine. So let me just go over this. If this is the repo here, if you forget how to navigate to it, I'll put this in the chat and the Slack channel. So you go here to where it says code and make sure it says clone with HTTPS. Don't use SSH, that won't work. So you click the little clipboard here and you go to your terminal. And right now I have a copy of it in my directory. So if you see ls, see this right here is the repo. So if your repo ever gets out of date, which it will, I'll show you guys how to do a git pull later in the week, but for now, just delete it. So just to get rid of it, it's rm-rf, and then type the name, and it'll get rid of it. Okay, and then you can just delete, download again, delete, clone. It's free, so you can do that as many times as you want, and that's probably the easiest way to keep it up to date. Okay, so to clone it, it's git clone. You paste it in there, let it clone, cd into it, and then to open it with code, it's code space period. And by the way, the code space period just means just telling code, hey, the directory we're in, go ahead and open it up. Okay, so it should open in Visual Studio Code. And let me get a browser window in there. Move this out of the way. Okay. And cool. All right. Whoops. I'll close this too. So once you've got to this point, it's not going to work. So anytime you push, especially something like React or any of the larger libraries, you're gonna want to have this .git ignore file, and this basically just tells Git, hey, whatever's in this folder, don't track it. Your node modules folder is huge, so Git won't let you even track it. Like if you don't have this git ignore file and you have the node modules or don't have node modules in here, it's not going to track it. It's too big. So every time you clone a Git repo with a React app or anything large like this, you want to install the dependencies. So npm I will just go through, and everything that's in your package.json file will, all the dependencies listed here that's how npm install knows what to install. Also, while this is downloading, let me take this moment to ask you, please use npm. There's always somebody who insists on using yarn, and if you have your heart set on using yarn, that's fine. Just know that I'm better at npm, so if there's any issues, if you're using yarn, I may not be as good as troubleshooting it as if you were using npm. So I ask everyone, please use npm. Okay, so once that's done, also your Git is going to track this package.json file, so just go ahead and click this little arrow looking hook thing to discard it. Don't worry, it won't break anything. That's just, yeah, so just do that. Now, if you run npm start, everything will work. And it takes it a moment to think. And there we go. So this is what's called the master branch. So what I've done is every exercise throughout the week, I've broken down into what's called a branch. Okay, so and the branches are labeled. I like short little names, so I've abbreviated a lot of them. So if you look at each of these, so the W2 means week 2. This after the first dash is my abbreviation for the name of the exercise. So this is React Components Part 1, React Components Part 2. Init config is initial configuration. So, and these numbers at the end are the number that the exercise is for that week. So for the first week, the first exercise you're actually going to do where you code along is going to be this one. And that's just initializing the app. I've already set up the create React app and done all that. So there's nothing on that branch. But if you go to branch 2, init config, and it's got to compile, and basically it's like going ahead in time. So this is what the app will look like after the first exercise. So you can use this to, I'll show you guys how to do this at some point, maybe during one of the tutorials, but basically this gives you the chance to go through time and see what the app looked like at different stages of development. And this app, you'll see, gets extremely complex extremely fast. So it's good to be, I think this will be helpful so you can see, you'll see that by the end of the week, you have this actual app that actually does something. So, and then if you want to go and see what it looked like before that, you would just go to the branch before that, and it goes back in time, and that's what it looked like before that, and it doesn't do anything. So I hope I covered this well enough. Let me just say, the extensions. So first thing I insist you use is bracket pair colorizer. You're going to see rather quickly that it becomes difficult to tell like where one bracket ends and another begins and where to put cut and paste stuff. So it gets tricky. The bracket pair colorizer will make it easier to see where things end and where things start. So you'll see that it makes like the brackets, it matches them up. So it's easier, and it puts these lines in here and it makes it easier to see where one ends and one starts. So this will make missing parentheses, missing brackets easier to troubleshoot. So please, please, please use that one. The other one I recommend is Prettier. Where is it? There it is. So I think there's another newer version of this. I use this one. I think there's a Prettier 2 or whatever, but whichever one you want to use. I like it. A lot of people like it. Some people don't, but it just basically formats your code and makes it look nice. Now we don't have to do all the stuff. Okay, so I think that's just about it. The one thing I wanted to say about the exercises is when you're going through them, there's this tendency to think, you get to the point where it's like it's done, and it's like, oh, my browser looks like Monet's. I'm doing this. This is working. I'm a React developer, and I think that's an illusion, and it's actually. It is an illusion. It's called the illusion of competence. So it's like when you're following along with your math instructor and he's doing problems on the board and you're following along, you're like, oh, okay, I understand this. I get this. And then when you go to do your homework, it's like, wait, what did he do again? So you've watched a trained mathematician do math problems. So this is analogous that we're watching a skilled React developer make a React app and we're typing along with what she does. So there's this illusion that we kind of understand it. So what I would suggest is go through the code that you either type or cut and paste. I recommend you cut and paste it. I don't, unless it helps you to type it out, whichever works for you. But I would go through and each line or each group of lines or each major block of code, write what it does. Put a little comment. The comments are, so if you want to make a comment, anywhere in your code, you can just start typing, this is a comment. And then you hit control and then the /. Actually, why isn't it working? Let's do that. Oh, okay. So hit the control and the / on that line. It'll automatically comment it out with the right format. So, so that's it. So I see that some of you have gotten a start on the week. Some of you haven't. So again, I know there's a global pandemic and I know the state of California is on fire. But please, don't wait, get started. I am not available tonight, but again, tomorrow night after 5 p.m. Pacific, I am at your disposal. So please use me. Please work on it today or tonight, or, please start I know it's Labor Day too, so I get it, but at least start by tomorrow morning. And reach out to me if you have trouble. I will get to you as soon as I can. And again, hit me up tomorrow after 5 p.m. All right. Good luck, everyone. And I will see you when I see you.